Good evening. Good evening. How is everybody enjoying this wonderful night right after Easter? Time for renewing, time for discovery, time for growth. But anywho, right now I want to get into Google and why you can't believe everything you see or you hear on the internet. Reason being, they put information on there just to mislead you. Reason being, they put information on there just to mislead you. So therefore, you cannot believe everything that you see or hear on the internet. Call it fake news, call it propaganda, call it what you want to call it, but see it for what it is. Because nowadays, a lot of times when we have arguments or when we have debates, instead of going and researching it in a book, we go to Google. Like, Google has all the answers. But who is putting these answers on the internet? Have you ever asked yourself that? Who's putting these answers on the internet? Where are they getting the information? Do you ever go and research it and cross-reference it and check it for yourself? Or do you just accept it to be true with little or no research at all? And most of the time, no research. And I mean, I done heard of bets. I done heard of people swearing by this. I done heard of people putting it on other people that it gotta be true because look, you can read it right here, black and white. This is what happened. Why would they lie, huh? Why would they lie? Look, they got a video showing this footage. Look, this gotta be real. Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that everything you see or hear is entirely real? When people go see a movie and a person dies in that movie or something saddening happened and they cry, real tears, what do you call that? Even though you know that this actor is still alive and they're just acting a part. What is it that allows you to be tricked by what you see and hear rather than what you know to be real or not real? But this is what we have subject ourselves to in society, that we have actually lost the ability to tell the difference between fantasy and real. And instead of doing the research for ourselves and actually looking it up and crossing our T's and dotting our I's, we just accept it to be true at all costs. And that seems to be a big problem, especially because we don't know the truth. And I'm not saying that the truth is not out there, but Google is not the truth. The internet is not the truth. They're just one source. Who is Google? Have you met this guy? Do you know where he lives? Have you seen him speak anywhere? Because most of the time, the information that's on there is put there by different authors and usually not the same source. So why are you accepting it to be the truth? It's just a theory, but it's not substantial enough for you to validate it and say that that's all it is. This is how much this person's really worth. This is their net worth. This person has the most money. Look at what they're worth. But you haven't seen no bank statement. You're just going on Google. You're just going on an author that you haven't met. You're basing it on the first thing that you align your opinion with, that agree with you in some kind of way. If you want them to have a lot of money, they'll have a lot of money. If you want them to be broke, they'll be broke. Google can do it. Google can do anything. Have you heard of AI? But I say this to say, do the digging for yourself. Don't just accept it to be the whole truth, because it's not. And there are a lot of reliable sources. One is the encyclopedia. And depending on what subject matter you're looking at, I'm sure there's material on all of them. Because if not, then how would they have come up with their answer? So don't be a couch potato. Be a doer. And go see for yourself. Do for yourself. Find out for yourself. Discover for yourself. Fail for yourself. Try for yourself. But don't just accept that this is all it is when there's not. When there's a lot more. When there's plenty more. Especially some of these ideals don't even be backed by nothing. I don't even heard many different interpretations about the same thing from different sources, claiming to have the whole truth. And a lot of those things you probably shouldn't even want to know. They're not going to benefit you. They're usually because of an argument, because you're bored, because you're idolizing this thing or whatever it is. Spend more time and energy on yourself. Spend more time and energy on becoming your greatest version. Spend more time and energy on positive self-talk. Spend more time and energy on getting close to God. Spend more time and energy on being the best you that nobody else can be. Spend more time on your family. Spend more time on getting in a better career. But don't spend all your time debating about other people's lives. They're not gonna care. It's not gonna bring you anything. You're all that matter. You're the most fantastic person. You're the blessing to this world. They're just in your world. Understand that. Be the example, the best example. Be a leader, not a follower. And stay positive, stay influential, project good energy, and follow your heart. Always. Get out there and do it. Peace.